Shalom, shalom. Give all honor, praise, glory to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Kakodash. Double honor to double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, especially elders of me and my own camp who were teaching and guiding me. Shalom, my Barakathon, to all the brothers that I labor with in true faith and in sincerity. Shalom to the elect and the hopeful elect, Lord willing, this can be edifying and or exhorting. This is going to be called, O wretched man that I am. We're going to start in Romans 7. And 7 and 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am a carnal man. You know, it says, but I am carnal, sold under sin. So this law is spiritual. This law is verse 12, Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment is holy, and just and good. So that, as verse 14 says, we know that the law is spiritual. The law is spiritual, holy, and good. It says, but I am carnal, sold under sin. Carnality, sold under sin. You know, these bodies are carnal bodies. Let me change the darkness. I got this one, 2 Peter 2 and 4. Dang, it's like 2 Peter 2 and 4 says, for if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Got another one. I'm gonna read down from Jude 1. I'm gonna start from 5, but the point is in 6. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. The point, it says, and the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains of darkness, everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. So, you know, and those are these bodies that we're in, these carnal fleshly bodies that we hate being in so much. So back to Romans 7. Because, you know, the point of all this is, it's in 7. So Romans 7 and 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am a carnal man, sold under sin. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that I do not. But what I hate, that I do. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good. Now then it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. So these things that we don't want to do, these thoughts that we, come to mind, it's because we're in this body, this carnal body. I'm gonna reread 16 again. If then I do that which I would not. So if then I do that which I would not. So if I do something I don't want to do, I consent unto the law that is good. Now then it is no more that I do, no more I that do it, but the sin that dwelleth in me in this body. Verse 18, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. For the good that I would, I do not. For the good that I want to do, I don't do. Because, we want to do right. We want to be perfect. says, for the good I would, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. You know, the sinning, the evilness, the wicked thoughts, you know. So, but the evil which I don't want to do, I end up doing, basically. Verse 20. Now if I do that what I would not, it is no more that I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I find then the law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of the sin, to the law of sin, which is in my members. The law of sin, which is in my members, this body. You know, as you see in the in this picture right here, you know, you got the right side, you know, which is the good side, and you got Satan on the left hand side. You know, we want to do good, but we also got another member in our, you know, we got another law in our members warring against the law of my mind. So, you know, they're going back and forth in our ear because we know the law is spiritual. We want to do good, but it's like, you know, Satan, which is, you know, is in our ear too. This body that's, you know, we're born into sin. You know, we're born into these carnalized bodies. These bodies need to get destroyed, you know, and that's coming. These bodies, you know, we need to get rid of these bodies. We need new bodies. That's why, you know, that's why, you know, the second covenant has to be put inside of us. The law has to be put inside of us because, you know, we couldn't keep up to the first covenant. We couldn't, you know, live up to it. We just, in these bodies that, you know, allow us to continue to sin. Romans 7:24. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Why is body of this death? Let's get that real quick. Let me get this one real quick, but it's another one. Romans 6:23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Yahushua our Lord. So the point was, you know, for the wages of sin is death. So, you know, death follows sin. That's why, and this body doesn't do nothing, doesn't want to do nothing but sin. This body don't want to do right, but our inward man, our mind, our heart is after the law, and that's what we want to do. We want to walk as perfect as possible, but these weak ass bodies makes it so hard, and that's that warning. You know, I got it. Let's reread that one. So Romans 7:23. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. In my members, because it says Romans 7:14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. Let me get that one I was looking for. James 1:15. Start at 14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then, when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. That's the point. So back to Romans 7:24. It says, O wretched man that I am. O wretched man that I am. Who shall deliver me from this body of death? We legit hate these bodies, you know, because we know that we want to do good. You know, us, hopeful elect that are sincere, we want to do good. But we know, it's these bodies that makes it hard for us. I'm going to read through real quick. Verse 25, I thank God through Yahushua Mashiach our Lord. So then with the mind, I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh, the law of sin. So we serving, the sin. We serving sin and we serving the law at the same time. Let me get two quick scriptures. Yeah, so in Galatians, because the Lord knows this. That's why we're not because we should be dead. I can speak for myself. Other brothers may feel this way too, but I don't deserve to be alive right now. You know what I'm saying? I deserve to be put to death. A long time ago. So every day is mercy. The opportunity to continue to do this. To even be in the race and in the running to be one of these great elect men. That's Galatians 2:16. Knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahushua HaMashiach. Even we have believed in Yahushua that we might be justified by the faith of Yahushua HaMashiach, and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. So we have this to read and learn from in Galatians. But regardless, we're gonna feel horrible being in these bodies and just still committing sin, even though we know it's sin. Because now it's not like we don't know any better. We know, we know it all. We really know, like we fully know it. And we still aren't perfect. Like we still can't follow everything to the best of our abilities. That's why that grace is so important. That mercy is so great. We're not justified by the works. Because if we were justified by the works and we were warring with another law, the law of sin, if we just warring back and forth, that means we're not being perfect. And if we're not being perfect, that means we committed sins worthy of death. We commit all types of sins, I got another one in Galatians real quick. Galatians 5:1. To back up the point I made in Galatians 2, how we got the grace and everything, and Yahushua sacrifice, what he done, helping us out. We gotta just take advantage of it. Not take advantage, but you gotta remember that too. It's what's helping us out as well. Galatians 5:1. Stand fast therefore in the liberty wherewith Hamashiach hath made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Behold, I, Paul, say unto you that if ye be circumcised, Hamashiach shall profit you nothing. So if we are, let me just, continue. For I testify against every man that is circumcised that he is a debtor to do the whole law. So, the Lord is telling us that, you're not subject to the entire law. Like, you're not, basically, the Lord knows that we're not going to be able to keep the whole law. Because if you break one, you break them all. Now, it says, verse 2, behold, I, Paul, say unto you that if you be circumcised, Yahushua shall profit you nothing. So if you think that you don't need the grace, if you can think that you can keep the whole law, then what's the need of Yahushua? then Yahweh did that for nothing, then you don't need him, basically. For I testify against every man that is circumcised that he is a debtor to do the whole law. You gotta do it, all of it. You can't just do some of them and think, you've been justified by your works. Because, Romans 7 tells you, we in these bodies, it's impossible. So we gotta be changed, which I'm gonna get, which I'm end off with. Galatians 5:4. Yahweh is become of no effect unto you, whosoever of you are justified by the law, you are fallen from grace. There you go. Simple. Not simple, but it's that's what it's saying. Now, the new bodies is what we're gonna need. We're gonna need the law in place inside of us. So this won't be a thing anymore. So Jeremiah 31:31 says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." A new covenant. This is not according to the covenant that I had made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saying, saith the Lord, I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. So 33, so it's saying the law's going to be put in our inward hearts, and he's going to write it inside our hearts. And 34 says, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor. And if we're not teaching them, that means because they already know it. We don't need to teach them. We don't need to teach other Israelites, basically, because it's going to be programmed within us to do right. It's going to be impossible for us to sin, to go off. It's going to be automatic righteousness within Israel. So that's the point. So, Lord willing, this is edifying or exhortation. Shalom.